Ward loses the football on second down.
Guys one-on-one, and Nixon's in great position. How it's not a penalty.
Teammate. But he's not going to have a chance. Oh, yes, he is.
Piss down your leg and throw the ball on the ground. So the second slate of windows, the 4 o'clock window, was absolute insanity. Is Cam Ward washed? Is Joe Flacco the next coming of Aaron Rodgers? Is Baker Mayfield the NFL MVP? I should think. So what we're going to talk about is obviously the 49ers versus the Buccaneers. We're going to talk at the most length about Cam Ward versus the Raiders because a lot happened and it's starting to look really bad. And then of course Joe Flacco and Mr. Joe Flacco. This is where we're going to start actually. I gave you a little snippet of that. Cam Ward's throwing balls on the ground. Baker Mayfield is juking people for no reason. He looks untouchable. But Joe Flacco, Joe the Fliggity Man Flacco, man, and I gotta be honest with you. I was quite concerned about this situation because we looked at the stats and Jake Browning and Joe Flacco statistically they were in the same spot, right? Similar interceptions thrown. Now the Bengals did average the most amount of interceptions per game thrown because of Jake Browning. But interceptions thrown, they were simple. EPA per play, they were similar, right? Even yards, they were similar, right? So, and then when you talk about, him being 40 years old, starting off his 4 first offensive drives with a punt, and Flacco was averaging 1.4 yards per pass attempt. It wasn't looking great. It was looking like I told y'all that it's an old man, right? And he needs to get out of town until now. And I do want to say Joe Flacco literally just got here. Like this was him on a flight. What was this? October 8th. He wasn't actually a flight. He drove. It's Ohio, so he just drove there. But this is an old picture of Joe Flacco. Another time he was traded in season, which is hilarious because it happens to him so many times. He's so old. This is a picture of Joe Flacco. Again, like this week, this is the former quarterback Jake Browning, and he heard a question about starting. He said, "Yeah, that boy ain't starting at all." So Joe Flacco comes in here. It doesn't look great to start, but 29 for 45, 219 yards, 4.9 average. Hey, putting up real Dylan Gabriel numbers, right? However, 2 touchdowns, and he only took 1 sack. The old man Joe Flacco under what a lot of people consider a worse offensive line against the Packers. I gotta be honest with you, Joe Flacco against the Packers with the Browns offensive line looked way worse than this. Oh, awful. He looked terrible. So Joe Flacco was throwing some balls. He was throwing some seeds. Maybe, the fact that he just got there, the same week and he was forced to start. Maybe that's what the slow start was. Maybe he was a bit jet lagged from going from this part of Ohio to that part of Ohio. Completely different time difference, right? Right? Ohioans, tell me. You can tell me down below in the comments, right? So you start that off, you finish the game. Now, do you get a win? No, and it would have been super historic because no quarterback in the Super Bowl era has ever started and went against the same opponent while playing for different teams in the same season. Joe Flacco has a chance to become the first today. He started for the Browns and beat the Packers in week 3 and now faces Green Bay for the first start for the Bengals today. And he almost did it, 18-27, but they went ahead and handled business. Jordan Love does what he needs to do. Joe Flacco threw a lot of passes, but ends up with not a terrible day. Doesn't throw any interceptions either. He didn't put the ball in a lot of harm's way. It does make it easier when you have a Jamar Chase because I do want to show you. But that is one thing. But also Joe Flacco was also dealing. Like we can, you know what I'm saying? Like Joe Flacco, it looks different. It looks completely different whenever he's on the team.
4th and goal.
With actual receivers that catch balls. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be honest. The Browns players, they don't catch balls. So Joe Flacco sits in the pocket. Look at this layer. I mean, you see why Kevin Stefanski won him. You clearly see why Kevin Stefanski didn't want to be stuck with what he stuck with. But Kevin Stefanski going to have to look at himself in the eye and say, how many times was he throwing this in your offense? Right over the middle. All day, every day. Joe Flacco's a big summer gun. So he can sit in that pocket and deliver. How about give me another one? Give me another one. How about the other one? How about the one to Jamar Chase deep? And this was they were trying to win the game. They were trying to come back. They needed some vintage one-on-one. They needed vintage Jamar
Nixon's
Chase.
In great.
Look at what he does. Look at this. I mean, first off, like Lord have mercy, he's hacking on him. He's hacking the Shaq. Don't matter. Thank you. Thanks, Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco delivers a dime. Delivers a dot. is slinging that iron because that's all he knows to do. Hey, man, Kevin Stefanski, you got to be ashamed of yourself, man. You got to be ashamed of yourself. Joe Flacco again, 200 yards, 18 points. Hey, so the Browns can't score 17, 18 points. That's a double decker. All right. So shout out to Joe Flacco. Okay. It's not just because he's old. It's because the Browns are pretty terrible. And the head coach is probably going to get fired. Now, let's talk about something that's a lot more sadder because I'm a Cam Ward fan. I sat here. I told all the fake Titans fans. I said, yo, y'all got yourselves a dog in Cam Ward. And it seems like people are starting to get a little scared because Cam Ward's performance against the Raiders was 26 for 38, 68% completion percentage, 222 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, and 81.2 passer rating. Not the worst player to ever play football. Did better than Dylan Gabriel. But also not what you expect. Dylan Gabriel is a 3rd-round pick trying to figure it out. Cam Ward is the 1st overall pick. I've been hyping up Cam Ward. I've been telling y'all we should cover Cam Ward. Maybe they found out why they shouldn't cover Cam Ward. So first things first, we have to talk about it. I am of the mindset that this is all Brian Callahan. And as you see on College Game Day, it's the wrong sport. It's the same sport, different day. Like you can't have please. He says fire Brian Callahan, please, on College Game Day. People are saying that he's Jamarcus Russell. Like, it got real ugly today. And as a Cam Ward truther, it was ugly. I got to be honest with you. It was uglier from the actual team standpoint. I think Brian Callahan, I don't know how he still has a job. I don't understand it. I'm surprised he wasn't fired after week 3. He needs to be fired expeditiously. I'm big on blaming the coaches, right? You don't ruin Will Levis and now on the way to ruin Cam Ward, and we can just sit here and say, oh, well, Cam Ward, Will Levis are bad. No. The Titans are bad. The Titans don't know how to develop. The Titans don't know what they're doing when taking the next steps with a young player. How about don't let him get sacked 6 times for 62 yards? Now, Cam Ward don't need to be holding on to the ball. Now, I told y'all about that. I told y'all he likes to hold on to the ball. I told y'all he likes to make the big play. That's just what he was. That's what he did at Wazoo. That's what he did at Miami. And that's what's kind of in his blood to try to push the ball more that he can. And that resulted in some positive things, but obviously some other negative things as well with that interception. And, the interception doesn't really show it. This is where, we have a bit of a problem here, okay? I want to show you something. What do you think happens in this play? I'm gonna let you comment down below. You got it's 2010. There's 51 seconds left. You got a wide open man here for 2nd and 2. What do you think happens right here? A, Cam Ward throws a 60-yard bomb. B, Cam Ward throws a little dink and dunker right here to Gunnar Helm. He fumbles a little bit. He ultimately gets the 1st down. Or 3, Cam Ward pisses down his leg and just throws the ball on the ground. Ding, ding, ding. If you guessed piss down your leg and throw the ball on the ground. I want to stress this. This is butt fumble level. This is Kenny Pickett throwing himself into a sack level. This is the type of play you make when everything is going the wrong way. I want you to know this play is not indicative of who Cam Ward is. It's indicative of where Cam Ward and the Titans are right now. I don't think that he sees a lot of positive things. I don't think being down 10 points with 52 seconds left against a terrible Raiders team. There was a point where Geno Smith just said, "Oh, I forgot I'm supposed to throw an interception today." Geno Smith is terrible. I'm a Geno Smith truther. Like, 174. Hey, man. I was about to say Dylan Gabriel could do that. Cam Ward did better than that, and he lost. What in the there was literally a play where Geno Smith forgot that it was the 4th quarter and he hadn't thrown the ball. The announcer was literally like, "Man, Geno Smith not throwing up." Oh, there it is. Like, as soon as he said it, he threw a pick. But this right here, I don't know what, as a Cam Ward guy, the ball. I don't know what you want. I don't know. He pissed down his leg. There's nothing else to say. With everything being awful, things get awfuler. When it rains, it pours, big guy. And it's pouring in Tennessee right now. I don't know. How do y'all feel? How do y'all feel about Cam Ward right now? Just some advanced stacks, right? Per ESPN research, Titans Cam Ward was pressured on 15 of 43 dropback Sundays, which is 35%, and was not good in the face of duress. Ward passing when pressured, 4 for 9 completion percentage, or 4 for 9 completion, 42 yards, 1 interception. And he was sacked 6 times. Every single time, basically, they brought pressure, he was sacked. Titans Cam Ward averaged just 6.5 air yards per pass Sunday, and even shorter 4.2 air yards per completion. None of Ward's 26 completions were thrown at or behind the line of scrimmage. So there's a lot to worry here, but I do think you have to sit there and, you know what I'm saying? You have to look at all phases. So when you see things like this on the right side, right? That little chip and then that amazing block. I mean, Cam Ward is getting, come on now. He ain't got a chance, man. He don't got a chance, right? And then you look at the pick, and the pick is a very Geno Smith-esque pick, man. This is a very Geno. Hey, you got all day. You're sitting here. Now you're struggling. And I want to point something out, and this is not, I don't mean to compare, but we talk about quarterbacks drifting in the pocket. Look at what he does to this pocket. Look at where he stops right here. 1, 2, 3. He needs to, right here, he needs to hitch up. And even if it's so let's say it's a 7-step drop, which I don't know why it would be a 7-step or a 5-step. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So hitch up. So right here, he hitches up. I mean, he needs to go here to here, right? Instead, he's here, and then he's going to back up. And he's going to back up. And he's going to back up some more. And then he's going to back himself right into somebody who was getting blocked. I wanted to show you that. Crosby's here. He's going to get pushed this way. And Cam keeps backing that way into him. Backing himself into pressure. Nothing he can do except throw a ham sandwich up. I mean, that's a dog. That's a punt. That's the easiest interception of this player's career. I mean, wow. So when it rains, it pours. I got to be honest, I'm a Cam Ward guy. It doesn't look great. The advanced statistics say it doesn't look great, but I implore you to understand that you know who looks worse? Brian Callahan. Brian Callahan needs to be fired if you care about your futures in quarterbacks. Now, last game, Buccaneers 49ers, and this really grinds my gears because I'm what they like to call a real deal classic Baker Mayfield hater. I was hating Baker Mayfield. Well, I'm a Texas fan, so it goes a little deeper. I've been hating him since Red Rivers. I've been hating him since he was grabbing his balls against Kent. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this goes deep. This ain't no regular hatred. I don't like this dude. And when the Browns sent him off, I actually felt kind of bad. I was like, I don't like Baker Mayfield, and I hope he does, but it still felt messed up. He played through a hurt shoulder, all these other things. Then he has to deal with being on the Rams and on the Panthers and everything. But here's my issue. Here's my problem. Right? You do all of that. We say all of that. Obviously, the Browns are still trying to figure out who their quarterback is. They could probably use a Baker Mayfield. But it's not just that. It's that Baker Mayfield is playing out of his mind right now. 139 rating, 11.1 average, 17 for 23, 2 touchdowns. That's not a bad day of the yard. Shout out Mac Jones, though, because 25 for 36, 321, 8.9, 2 interceptions. Now that's not great. That's not phenomenal. That's not great. But that boy Baker Mayfield's going crazy. So as the legitimate Baker Mayfield hater, I mean, he's just going crazy. A lot of stuff. He's going crazy. He hits this absolute beast of a seam. Just target! Tez Johnson's first touchdown. He does this right before that. There's 15 people. He jukes everybody out. He does this every week. He's jumping over. I'm tired of it. I'm done. I'm over it. Please enjoy Sunday Night Football. I'm happy the Texans didn't play this week. How do you feel about Joe Flacco, Cam Ward, and Mr. Baker Mayfield? Comment down below. Like the video if you like it. Dislike if you don't. Subscribe if you like football content. And we'll see you next time. Peace.